just days after heading to CPAC and telling a room full of conservatives that he is ready to take on ISIS because he took on peaceful protests from American workers, Wisconsin governor, and I guess you can call him one of the 2016 Republican frontrunners for president, Scott Walker, was speaking at the Club for Growth on Saturday. I'm just, again, thinking through my head that this guy compared American workers fighting for their right to be part of organized labor. He compared them to ISIS. Unbelievable. But anyway, Scott Walker was doing a talk at the Club for Growth on Saturday, and he was asked a question about what is he doing to prepare for president after an event. He said in an event the previous week, he was not prepared to speak about foreign policy. The feedback was he wasn't prepared to speak on foreign policy. I'm sorry. It'd be pretty funny if he said that, because that would be the one truthful thing he probably would have said, because he's still not ready. And proof that he's still not ready is that Scott Walker at the event said, I think foreign policy is something that's not just about having a PhD or talking to PhDs. It's about leadership. And how does he do to prove this? What is the example to prove this? Walker contended that this event was the most significant foreign policy decision of my lifetime. So what do you think it was, Michael?
The invasion of...
I think it was the invasion of Iraq?
Grenada, which he mispronounced. I'm trying to think of off.
Possibly that.
All I will
Maybe
say
it was the response after 9/11. I mean, that's
a big one. But I'm going to want to go, I don't know, but I want to go something Reagan-related.
Reagan-related for sure. What do you think Reagan-related, though?
Well, I was thinking maybe invasion of Grenada, but that was being cheeky. But honestly, I would say Reagan going to Germany and saying, tear down this wall, Mr. Gorbachev. Something like that.
Yeah, okay. That would still be.
A total respectable Republican, blah, blah, blah.
But no, it was President Ronald Reagan's move to bust a 1981 strike of air traffic controllers by firing some 11,000 of them. That's right. I mean, yeah, laugh, because it's this guy. I mean, countless lives lost. Countless lives changed. How old is Scott Walker? Can you pull that up for me? How old is this guy? Scott Walker is 47 years old. He was born in November of 1967. And this guy finds the most significant foreign policy decision was shoving it and saying shove it to 11,000 air traffic controllers by Ronald Reagan. Screwing them. It sent a message not only across America, but it sent a message around the world, Scott Walker said. America's allies and foes alike became convinced that Reagan was serious enough to take action, and we weren't to be messed with. Now, the weird thing is, and Mother Jones points this out, is that Scott Walker said this apparently last month on Morning Joe. One of the most powerful foreign policy decisions that I think was made in our lifetime was one that, this time at least, he said it was one of the most powerful and not the single most significant. I guess we'll give him that, but he's going backwards, though, because this was before he said that it was the most significant. So he's getting worse. Ronald Reagan made early in his presidency when he fired the air traffic controllers. What it did, it showed our allies around the world that we were serious, and more importantly, that this man, to our adversaries, was serious. Years later, documents released from the Soviet Union showed that that exactly was the case. The Soviet Union started retreating, and started treating Reagan more seriously once he did something like that. Now, that's not true, and PolitiFact looked into it. They talked to 5 experts who said no such documents exist. Joseph McCartin: I am not aware of any such documents. If they did exist, I would love to see them. Svetlana Savranskaya: There's absolutely no evidence of this. James Graham Wilson, not aware of any Soviet documents showing Moscow's internal response to the controller firings. Reagan's own ambassador to the Soviet Union, Jack Matlock. It's utter nonsense. There is no evidence of that whatsoever. So, Scott Walker is doing a really good job, actually, pulling forward as the Republican frontrunner of 2016. I mean, union busting,
Well, that's
Ronald
the whole
Reagan
point.
loving,
But that's the whole point.
and most importantly, lying politician.
Union busting.
That's
That's the theme.
Union busting, Ronald Reagan loving, liar. I mean, that's everything you need. Put them all together. There's your next Mitt Romney.
You got to do some more racist stuff.